Welcome to my series about all Chopin's etudes and tutorial of how to approach them and how to practice them. Today, Etude in C major, Opus 10 number 7, a very demanding and difficult, unpleasant etude, but apparently very easy to practice. Today I will show you the easiest way of how to master this etude and master it to the concert level. So even if you think you cannot do it, I promise you that after this video you will have a strategy and you will know what to do. And all you need is patience, hard work, and good strategy. The third you will be given today. So, okay, let's start. Of course, the etude is, well, actually, for what are difficulties, we will talk about it, but I strongly recommend you to watch my video with analysis of this etude, the video that I made some time ago, because I'm not going to repeat myself, but in that video I analyzed very deeply all the difficulties that are in this etude. So please watch it, because I think it also can be very helpful for you. Because in this video we will focus on how to overcome these difficulties. First of all, we have difficulties in the right hand with the fast playing and the repetition in the we have two voices. This is very important, two voices. And the left hand, which is also extremely important. So the left hand should be carefully practiced alone, studied alone. But about that we will talk later. Now let's focus on the right hand. Okay, and how to approach this etude. If you've never played it before, I strongly recommend to first write down very carefully the fingering, because you will need that. You will need it written down. You can ask your teacher, or if you don't have a teacher, you should, well, try yourself, or find a good edition with fingering. Because you need the fingers like for two voices. You know, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. You need to have these two voices, and I recommend to write it all over for the etude when you practice it. Because why? Now I will explain to you. Every time when my student starts to learn this etude, I give him or her the thorough strategy of how to do it, and I urge them to follow it. Like I'm like a doctor, you know. If you follow it, you will succeed. If you don't follow it, I'm not responsible for how you will play the etude. So, first of all, don't play this etude hands together through, because it makes absolutely no sense and you can even destroy it. Second of all, don't try to play right hand as it's written from the beginning, because it really makes, well, it makes a little sense, but there is much faster, much better, more efficient way to learn this etude, if you want to play it on a very high level. Well, so what we have to do? We have to make scissors and we have to cut the right hand, you know, so that we have upper voice only and the lower voice only. And then, now very important, using only, especially the fingering that we are going to use later, practice only these very voices at a time. So, first of all, my students have to master every voice separately of the right hand in the final tempo. And now you ask me, how long does it take? Well, it depends, but it's not a very fast way. Well, it's definitely faster than doing this in the traditional way, but it's not very fast. It depends on it's very individual thing. It can take you 2-3 weeks, but it can also take you 1 month, or it can take you 1.5 months. but it's definitely worth it, and I strongly recommend that. I did it myself and it worked for me as well. So what does it mean when we take, well, let's say you take the first bar, the first and second bars are the same. So let's say the first bar, and in the lower voice we have something like this. Right? The fingering are 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 all the time. So you make this, you memorize this, and you practice this to achieve the final tempo. If you cannot play, of course you play on the 2 first. What is the secret of fast playing of this moment? The second finger has to get out of the keyboard immediately, because the first finger wants to play just after him. So this is another exercise. Now I'm showing you the exercises of each voice. This has to be very relaxed, and this also has to be very relaxed. So another exercise that I recommend is stop, go down with your hand, relax, and continue. And now listen, look at my hand, look at my fingers here. What kind of technique I'm using. It's like scratching the keys. So and this is the tempo you should achieve. This tempo, right? And so on. So I suggest every bar. It's very good because the lower voice has always the same fingers. 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. It's the upper voice that you have to carefully finger. The first bar. Sorry. In the first bar we have 3 5 3 5 3 5 3 5 3 5 and 4 5 at the end. And this is what you. And of course, you don't have to play it. You don't have to play it legato. This is another very important thing. Just try to play it staccato in a very fast tempo, and together with a little pedal. This is absolutely enough to play this etude very well, but in a very fast tempo. So don't really try to play it extremely legato, because then your hand will be very tense. So. And this is how it should sound, right? You can also, the upper voice, you can practice like this. And then continue. And so on and so on. The upper voice has to be all from the beginning to the end, also by itself, with the original fingering that you are going to use later, played by itself, without anything. When you achieve it, after 1 month, 1.5 months, you can try to play them together. So you know this, and you know also this. So you can start together, of course not immediately with the tempo, start slower. Now your brain is split into half. This you play it with one hand, but it seems for you like it's two hands, like it's two voices. Relax your hand, don't try to play legato, use a little of your wrist, this is important. This is quite good exercise. You repeat like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times the first 2 notes. Then next. Also. But, well, let's say stop, 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 stop. Sorry. Stop. Stop. this is also very good. Another exercise. When you learn it and you can play it quite fast, or before even, it can help you to practice without the keyboard. Imagine the keyboard, and now let's play. Pam pam, pam 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 pam. I touch every single key that is there. And of course, at the beginning it can be very hard for you. You can start from a very slow tempo and every day faster. You can try only 2 notes, pa-pam, pa-pam, then 4, pa-pa-pa-pam, 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 then 6, pa-pa-pa-pa-pam, pa-pa-pa-pa-pam, and so on, and so on, and so on. And the same to go to faster tempo. Start from 4 notes and relax. Then 6. And always, if you cannot, go back to and together. And when you can play the right hand like this, you can use a little pedal, of course, to create the final version of this. The legato, right? Then you should focus on the left hand. And in the left hand, make a kind of interesting melody. Legato. Pedal. Of course, we need the pedal here. And this is, my friends, everything. I'm sure it will help you. I'm absolutely sure. The most difficult part at the end, of course, this very infamous but is still, if you play, listen like this, learn. Sorry. And then this. Then you can absolutely play it like this, and with all this strategy that I gave you before. Left hand here, legato. Remember, some pianists play, which is awful. Absolutely never play like this, especially Chopin, especially this Etude. So legato. At the very end, this is a little different. Here also, this. Sorry. Also, this you have to practice, so the bottom voice. But apart from that, the beginnings, and here the fingering is important. When you play the 6th, you use 2-5. When you play the 5th, you use 3-5, and this is very important. So 2-5, 2-5, 3-5, 2-5, 2-5, 3-5, 2-5, 2-5, and then 2. If you can play like this, then you will also be able to play like this. Okay, happy practicing, thank you for watching, and I hope it was useful.